A little while ago, I was talking to General Michael Hayden, the former NSA and CIA director, who is in the unpredictable, at least not what you would think, position of defending Apple in this privacy fight with the United States government. Take a look at this.
You can argue this on privacy grounds, but I'm arguing on security grounds. I actually think America is more secure with end-to-end unbreakable encryption available to all Americans, even admitting that that's going to make the FBI's job and from time to time the NSA's job harder to do.
All right, but the one thing I raised with General Hayden, and a point I want to raise with my friend, the former Verizon Wireless CEO, Denny Strigl, is are we making this a bigger to-do, a constitutional to-do, a big, international privacy case that I don't think this is. My view, Denny, it's a single phone with information that was used, collected, and shared by the culprit behind the San Bernardino attacks. End of freaking story. Let's get this lifted off the phone. We're not invading anyone else's privacy. Unlock the thing, get it, download it, put it on a disk, whatever. Be done. How did it morph into this?
Neil, the great debate here, security and privacy, and we want both, and we want them entirely. And it can't happen in this age today. Now, my opinion is that Cook has created a problem for himself here.
Cook of Apple.
And there's no way that he can easily, gracefully win one way or the other.
Especially when it looks like he had done this sort of thing in the past.
Well,
not that that was bad, just that it's not as if this is suddenly a new issue.
Why take this position now? I'm not sure. But to my way of thinking, this could have easily been avoided by giving the government what they needed. It could have been done by a computer scientist in an Apple lab, and, by the way, the code locked away in a vault at Apple.
Well, one of the things I bandied about, and sure enough, I saw in the press this morning, this fear on the part of Apple that if they did that, the government would see exactly how they did that, and then the gig's up. In other words, the government knows how they open this thing up.
You know what, Neil? Don't give them back the phone. You can download it on a thumb drive, all the material, all the information that's on that phone. What's the big deal? Apparently, it's only 6 weeks of information, and before that, it was uploaded into the iCloud. So I don't understand why this is such a big deal. Number one, I think it's relatively easy to do. Number two, I think they can protect that secret code from ever entering.
By the way, I think so too. And by the way, I've had people who are not nearly technologically as savvy, even as me, say you walk it over to an Apple store, any one of those guys in blue shirts could have gotten to the bottom of this very, very quickly. Having said that, I know I'm being a little facetious here, but to make the very serious point, we made this something it wasn't meant to be.
This has grown and spiraled way out of control for Tim Cook and for Apple. It should never have gotten to this point.
And now it's gotten to, as the NSA director had said, an issue on encryption. Do we have an encryption? And he backs encryption. But this isn't, he says, even an encryption issue.
Well, I mean, to be honest, this is a legal issue.
Now it is.
Any corporation, any citizen of this country must follow the laws.
Well, when you were running Verizon Wireless, did you ever have such requests?
Oh, sure. But privacy...
Did you handle them on a case-by-case basis?
You handled them on a case-by-case basis.
Were you subpoenaed to get that information?
The only way you could give up that information was by a court order. And by the way, court orders...
You can defy a court order and hope a higher court will hear you, right?
Certainly you can defy a court order. But, I mean, again, we all want to be good citizens of this country. And the way really to fight this is to open it, lock it, put it away.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. All right, thank you, Denny, very, very much. Now,